I think that event just gave me so much more buy-in to a brand like that, because they just, you know what I mean? They gave that immersive experience. They gave that like brand. They owned a moment. You then go to their site, you're like, whoa, I'm like bought into that lifestyle of that brand. I want to talk about AI.
The buzzword of AI.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. I mean, there's so many different ways that we can talk about it.
I think the consumer next year is going to really struggle. I think Australia's had very sticky inflation all year. I don't think that's going away. We keep talking about rate cuts in January, February. I will be very surprised to see rates cut, particularly. The only thing that's going to drive that is the fact that it's an election year.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Board Pod. We are here for episode 6. We are going through our 2025 predictions.
Yeah, you might be on a break from work right now and your brain's starting to spin about the year, if you're anything like Von and I. And hopefully this will prompt some thinking to potentially open up some opportunities for you, or things to keep an eye out to when you go into your workplace. How can you come prepared and refreshed, and I guess with a knowledge that maybe this is your secret source that will help you get ahead this year?
Yeah, I feel like there can be, like we said, like a disruptor or some sort of surprise that happens, which we'll talk about what we think could be some funny surprises. They may not happen.
The bombshells that drop.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be fun to explore this big wide world web that we're currently experiencing in front of us and see what we think. I'm really curious to hear from you, Sam. I feel like Sam loves like philosophical future thinking.
Yeah, macroeconomics and things like that. So you'll get a very different perspective from me than Von, and hopefully we can kind of shape a perspective that, I guess, how we think. Correct. And so let's do it. Let's jump straight into it, Von. Let's not waste any more time into it.
Done. Let's kick off. For me, looking at the year, and this is working with clients, seeing a lot of customer behavior in what we do, and just being an avid lover of research, but also data analysis. I think 2 things are going to really shift or put where the customer, I believe, is heading at like a bigger macro point of view is in 2 areas that they're going to love. One being community, and growing that even more than ever will be something that I think is going to continue. And 2 will be craftsmanship, which is that ability to be able to be very thoughtful behind incredible content, but also if you're, say, in fashion, like sustainable materials, whether if it's just your art of being able to balance branded-based activities and immersive experiences, and like that entire art piece, I think, is being more valued than in previous years where it was more like trends and just like jumping onto different things. I'll talk a little bit about culture and how I think that is such a status symbol into 2025.
What signals did you get this year that are kind of projecting that for you? Was there any moments, or was it just like you feel that?
I think 2 things. I'm pulled at 2 ends. Like you think of like your Sheins of the world, and they are making so much money because people are still inclined to shop there because of price, right? Like that is still something that happens. You can't deny how much money that companies like that are making because they service a need of getting affordable clothing, accessories. It just is what it is. The money doesn't lie that there's needs there. Equally though, the rise of people caring about kind of like underrated brands that are really thoughtful behind their brand, thoughtful behind their materials, thoughtful behind like their entire like brand experience, I think are really having their moment at the moment. Like, will continue to have their moment and their growth, because I think people are after that new meaning or something to hook to that comes back to that community aspect, but also that craft excellence. I think we're ready for that now.
Interesting. I have an alternative perspective on this specific topic. I think the consumer next year is going to really struggle. I think Australia's had very sticky inflation all year. I don't think that's going away. We keep talking about rate cuts in January, February. I will be very surprised to see rates cut, particularly. The only thing that's going to drive that is the fact that it's an election year in Australia. The US election results, although seem positive for the global economy, and you've seen the share market go absolutely bonkers. Superannuation's up 5-6%, share market's flying. The US is like going into this, what feels like a boom period for them. There's a lot of excitement. A lot of their policies, though, are going to impact Australians more so because we rely on China as a place where we export to, and what strengthens the Australians' ability to buy things. And so I am expecting that this feeling that consumers have that they feel poorer than ever is actually going to not get any better in 2025, despite that feeling of like, could it get any worse? I don't think it's going to get worse, but I don't think this feeling we all feel now is going to go away in 2025. I think brands are starting to accept that that is the case, and they can't just sit around and wait for that moment to change. So we're already seeing that in the marketing space of, okay, it's not going to change, but we still need to build a business. And so everyone's past that uncertainty period in a business sense. So I think business will stabilize, but I'm not expecting this like massive growth year in 2025. I think it'll take another year and a half, 2 years of consolidation. A few businesses are going to go out of business. It's going to help open up some free space. I think the consumer is going to spend less next year than they did this year. And that's, people just don't have the money laying around to spend on it, and they're just getting eaten away by loans. Interest rates are higher. They're going to stick around for longer. They're not coming down anytime soon. We're not going to get the same cuts that the US got in Australia next year, I don't think.
Do you think that that then encourages them to find pieces that are made to last, or invest in a brand that's giving them so much kind of like intrinsic value, whether that be emotional?
I'm yet to see any data that backs that up. People trade down.
Well, yeah, that's why I came back to the Shein.
Yeah, people trade down.
Sense.
It's people trade down when they don't have the money. They still want to buy stuff, but they just buy down.
But I think people also now have bought down, seen how long those pieces last, and are also craving something that they can buy once and get a lot more wear out of. And that's like a feel good. I don't think it's the overall, incubator of money, but I do think that I'm seeing that be a thoughtful, considered approach more than ever.
Maybe
seeing it in our team too, just in the way that they're starting to shop and the way that they start to experience with their fashion and apparel.
Yeah, maybe in the fashion space, but I don't think it's as profound, like at a macro level across the country. I think we're going to see a lot less spending in retail. I don't think retail's going anywhere. Like as in, it's not going to grow. Whereas previous years we have seen significant growth. We saw that like shopping to more artisan pieces during COVID when the stimulus happens. I think that is when people feel wealthy, they spend more in those higher quality products because they can justify the expense, versus I want to still feel like I got 5 pieces of clothing this year, but I don't have the same money.
I still think people want to live those like cultural artistic moments through their fashion, through their furniture. They'll just be very considered on what they pick, but I think that's being prioritized, that quality piece. But I do agree there's going to be that whole outprice of the market, the Temu's. Like there is a reason why Temu is just like crushing it from a market share point of view so quickly. I understand that data is there. Mm-hmm. I do even like the tone of experience that's being encountered more than ever.
We'll see. The brands like Kmart are making it perceived to be higher quality. It doesn't need to be a Temu or a Shein, but the Kmarts of the world, which are a trade down versus like your boutique furniture store, like all the IKEAs of the world, which are a trade down from your boutique handmade furniture. You're going to see more of that, or your Temple & Web stuff, or your rugs and your paintings, to make you perceive like it's higher quality, not the Temu's.
If they can nail that, that'd be a really good outcome.
And they are going there, and that's where the trade down is going to happen. It's not going to be the Ferraris and the brand new cars. It'll be secondhand cars, delaying the next iPhone purchase. I don't think they're going to be purchasing the goggles. Anyway, let's move on from consumer sentiment. You and I have a different view here, and we'll see what plays out.
I don't think we have a different view. I think that there's different subgroups that we're focusing on.
Yeah.
But let's wait and see, hey?
Cool. And what's your next prediction, Von?
I want to talk about AI.
Okay, the buzzword of AI.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. I mean, there's so many different ways that we can talk about it. I think it is obviously from a information base, from a new way that we search for things has been really fun. Like I tried to type in something that was really long into Google yesterday, and I was like, am I going to regret this? And I did. I was like, why did I think that Google was going to come up with the solution for this? Put it into ChatGPT or Google's AI Studio, and I was like, stunning. Thank you. Got my answer. I believe that AI from that point of view is only going to skyrocket. We're currently on ChatGPT 4. ChatGPT 5 apparently is meant to be like, so imagine if ChatGPT is like that, ChatGPT 5 is meant to be like that. Like apparently it's way smarter. And that's going to be so exciting. I'm pumped to be able to get the knowledge quicker and think that obviously there's going to be a myriad of benefits. I think for the platforms that we use, so like the Metas and the Googles, I think they're going to continue obviously through their algorithm to get even more sophisticated. I also believe that they are going to continue to use it to help with their, I guess, like journey of creation. So we're already seeing they're starting to give us like AI copy examples and AI creative help, which isn't very helpful. Sorry, Meta. And so annoying to turn them off all the time. But I think that they're getting better at integrating AI features throughout their creation of the ads. And I think that's only going to continue to develop. Like what we have this year compared to what we had last year and the year before is like night and day. And so I'm really excited for 2025, what they're going to come out with. Fingers crossed it's helpful because
It will be.
It's so crap this year. Sorry. It adds like auto music and the music is like jazz for like, I don't know, automobile parts. Like it's all over the place. So that's my thoughts on a very basic level. What do you think?
AI is going to creep into our everyday very, very quickly. I think there's a lot of early adopters at the moment. I think SEO is going to get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
I think SEO, the way that we see SEO in 2024 and have done for the last 10 years is basically not going to be an industry in 3 years. I would hang my hat of like search engine indexing in 3 years is not going to be the same as it is today.
I think it'll be based on like common prompts or like common pain points or common, what people would type into ChatGPT to get their answer of like what radio should I buy for this purpose or whatever they're looking for. What genes do I get for this type of body shape or whatever? We need to educate our brands that they actually need to have that implemented on their website so that they then come up as a solution when those types of prompts are being typed in as a way to get their answers.
I'm going to take an alternative view here. And the way you do that now is through video content because Gemini is going to take 70% of the first fold on Google search, whether that's on your phone or on a desktop. Then you're going to be followed by a bunch of paid results on the index. But right up the top is going to be a YouTube video that's going to have all of the segments clipped to answer those questions. So SEO is no longer a technical on-page blog strategy to get those higher rankings. If you want that top above the fold on anything on Google search or any sort of search, it's video. Because the AI can't reproduce those videos yet to the quality to answer those questions that you can create them. They will in 5 to 6 years from now, or maybe even 4. They will be creating custom videos to answer your question in a video format.
Yeah, they'll probably do it themselves. And that's what I'm worried about as well. It's like, how can AI disseminate what's a good video and what's a bad video? Or say if something's like AI made to perfection, but like sucks, but then you have like this more like crafty based video that's human made. But yeah, it's going to be...
Google is going to be in a big is going to be in hot water in the next 12 months.
Oh, so you think the video will come through as a solution through the AI?
Eventually.
That's
but
cool.
I think it's going to start with a written response to your question that is going to have zero indexing to any websites. Then you're going to have a bunch of paid responses.
I was going to say, they'll
paid ads, so
paid
SEM,
ads. Yeah.
Because Google needs to generate revenue. But increasingly, and we're seeing it more and more, is video is the way people want to consume in search engines. And they're learning to index their videos from YouTube properly into search. And it won't be long until ChatGPT and all these other AI response platforms actually give you the answer in a video format as well. And that will either come from an index of YouTube or other sources, Vimeo, wherever it is, or websites, or they'll generate their own. And so the SEO game for businesses is actually going to be more on content in video and creative format versus indexing and using keywords in your H1s and H2s and how you write your blogs and what content you link between different websites. I just think that part of the internet is going to die.
Less valuable, yeah.
Way less valuable than what it is today. So what you do on social, how you create content that is answering these questions on social, on YouTube, onto TikTok, these other places that are going to produce these responses for customers is actually how AI is going to help consumers adopt it more broadly. I think it will also start dropping in everywhere, whether it's your banking app and your finance projections. It's going to come into your home loan repayments and how you think about your money, and also how it may even be prompting your social side of things, like who are you connecting with? The AI is encouraging you to how to communicate with different people and I guess group you into different clusters for your friend circles. And we'll actually be using a lot more for our day-to-day processes, like whether it's booking hair appointments or these day-to-day functions that just take up time on a personal level. On a business level, there is no reason that you need to pay for SaaS software in 12 to 18 months from now. You will be able to use no-code AI tools to build your own CRM systems, to build your own processes with a couple of prompts, and then you no longer have to pay that massive subscription bill, which will be
That'll be
incredible
crazy
for businesses. Like if you can knock
Well,
off
not the big guys.
No, it sucks for SaaS, but SaaS will integrate it and need to create more value.
Yeah, they will.
And so their business is going to go away from licensing. It's going to come back to a model usage. And so that's why they're all so desperately pushing into that space. We're seeing pretty much every SaaS platform has Ask AI in it now. Our reporting tools that give us reports and responses from Ask AI, they're pretty rudimentary at the moment. In 12 months from now, they need to be better than the analyst that's reviewing these tools. And so it's going to be an interesting world. I think it's going to be deflationary in terms that it will cut costs in businesses. It will allow you to do more with less people. Already seeing it in startups who are adopting this very heavily. They're building things that would take 20 people 2 years ago, now doing it with 3. And so I'm really excited for our business because I think it will supercharge what we can do faster, and it will stop a lot of low value work for our team, ideally, and allowing them to like produce more, create more.
Yeah, I think like work on that strategy side, the creative side, the adding like that human value area, because I do think there's still a lot of mistakes and flaws within the what you get back. Like it's not perfect.
Oh,
I
of course.
think that you need to have that.
But
critical
also,
thinking
all the
skill and
humans
strategic skill.
aren't perfect.
No, of course, but that critical thinking is really great, and even just being able to help AI validate it as well. Like I think that obviously for the brand caliber that we work with, it's too high to just let that run on.
Yeah, we need people to drive it. The people make mistakes, just like the AI does. I don't think we can say that humans are perfect, and that is we use that as a justification to not adopt. We need to be adopting as quick as possible. And if you're not adopting in your business because you're worried about that, your team are making mistakes as well. And you are making mistakes. You're not perfect. So use it as an information source. Use it as a skill, because if you don't, your competitors will and they'll beat you.
Let's now move into different channels. That's what I'm keen to explore next. Do you have any particular channels that you want to give some predictions on for 2025?
In marketing?
I would say, yeah, like whether just marketing channels.
Yeah, I think live shopping is finally going to come. It's been talked about for 7 years, live shopping.
Yeah.
It's been massive in China for way too long for it not to move into the West. I think live shopping is... So when I say live shopping is the process of buying directly in a social platform whilst there's content being produced. So you don't have to go to a website and purchase off-site. You actually buy in the app. It's a one-click shop. It's almost like your Amazon inside of Facebook and TikTok, and creators are able to bring products forward. Or AI creators, which is another topic which I am feeling more and more strongly about. You're able to buy in app, and that does two things. It's basically affiliate marketing, but the platforms want a cut of the dollars. TikTok's already done it in a lot of the world. They're bringing it to the West. It's going to come to Australia. There's no way Mark and his team are going to sit around and let TikTok generate 15 to 20% of everything that's purchased as a revenue stream and not go, wow, that's a lot of money. We should build that too. And as soon as that happens, it's going to be in YouTube. It's going to be in your YouTube checkout. Google already has the integration to your Shopify store. There's no reason they can't just buy it straight away in YouTube. Like it's all, you think of the Google Shopping integration that already exists. Why do you have to go from a YouTube page to a website, go through 5 clicks to buy the product when you can see it there? And so the tech's already there. It's just about turning it on. And so I think we will get exposed to this concept of shopping without actually seeing the checkout. And that is crazy for brands. So when it comes to affiliate marketing, Australia's been the slowest market in the world to adopt affiliate marketing properly. And I've been harping on about this for 2 years. You go to the US, affiliate marketing is massive. There are brands here that are smashing it on affiliate, but this is like affiliate on steroids. This is affiliate in-app, not through a blog, not through some app that you have to download and wait for 4 minutes to get. It's in your social feed where you're already shopping. The ad buying experience is completely different. And that is going to be a massive growth lever. And you're only paying on the sale. So the value for the brand is there.
Yeah.
It's just a win-win-win for everyone. The shopping experience has to be smooth for a customer.
I hope that people see an opportunity that with live shopping that they could, if you have a retail store, for example, that you could do live shopping directly from your retail store.
Yeah.
So like you have all your employees chilling there with no one in there or one person, but you've got, you know what I mean? Like I think there would be a huge upside in going live whilst you're in the retail store and talking through the products and having people buy online through your retail position. Or if you don't have a retail store, setting yourself up like a set, like have a set ready to then do your live shopping for your business that you run online.
Yeah.
I really hope whoever's listening to this and you're like, that's a good idea, act on that. That will be so cool for your brand and you will find the right fit. Give them the scripts, treat it like you would like a live shopping TVSN experience, obviously maybe with a little bit more. I mean, TVSN does a good job, but as in, you know what I'm saying? Tailor it to your brand voice.
Yeah.
And just go to the moon. Have fun getting those extra sales.
Yeah, it's the cheapest marketing you're going to do.
Yeah, it's like you only charge for the sale and those people are standing there anyway. It's like you might as well have them be put to good use. Or if you do need to hire a creator, an actor, or whatever it is, just know that what you're going to be doing is being front of mind. Like it's going to be unreal for your business. Do it. Don't look back for 12 months and then see the fruits of it.
Yeah, content creation for businesses that aren't doing it because they've relied on paid search or a couple of graphic ads on Facebook ads or magazines, like those things will still work. But the cheapest attention is going to be this live shopping. It's just, you want to get underpriced attention and you want to sell more stuff cheaper. These are the hacks that are going to come through that actually get you there.
So cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to lean into this like growth advisory consulting side for this product where we can, because I think for us to support our brands with this extra channel will be,
if we had
enormous.
If we had 5 retail stores in here, I would have this set up for live shopping, and I just like come in and shoot for 3-4 hours a day.
Yeah.
I just talk through your product range every day.
Wild. I was talking to my friend Sally about this a couple of years ago. I feel like she had the idea, like already kind of preliminary there on like just walking in, getting different brands, doing this live shopping approach, but like probably didn't have the infrastructure of the platform sophistication to support such a value proposition. I feel like it's here now, or like it's about to be here. So Sally, if you're listening, don't know if you are, but if you are, I think you should act on that idea because there's some really great commercial legs to that.
I remember having this conversation about live shopping at Uber a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because China has been doing this since 2013. And they sold like $80 million worth of product in an hour on one live shopping stream on WeChat. Like this is absolute, like they have the scale, but there's no reason you can't be selling $1,000 a day more product because you're on live shopping. Like that is
so cool.
It's 360 grand a year of incremental revenue that you're getting because you adopted this just by doing $1,000 a day. That's 5 orders for most businesses.
Yeah, and wait till you introduce like influencers and people who can really create
Yeah.
huge, big upside for your brand with their audience distribution. Because if you're limited by yours and you're not getting like the economics of scale with your current audience group, use other people's. And like,
it's both, right? It's like doing it in your own brand, but it's like, okay, giving the products to influencers who have audiences that want to watch them shop. Like, give them that. And you only pay on sale. It is affiliate marketing. It is not, I have to pay this influencer this big brand deal. It will get to that point.
Yeah.
What will happen is it'll be 20% and then they'll ask for a placement cost. And like when this is embedded in Twitch, TikTok, Facebook Reels, Instagram Live, Instagram Broadcast, YouTube videos, YouTube Shorts, all of these channels that they can distribute one message for your brand and you only pay on sale is a no-brainer. And you're not at the mercy of your current website if it's well CRO optimized for that creator. They just, doesn't even matter about the website. The product just gets shipped.
Cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wait until Amazon gets onto this. Like, I think they...
Yeah, we can come back on that. I think they're already kind of got like creators making content that then you can shop. Like I think it's already existing, but I don't think like Amazon doesn't have the luxury of having, they have like their own Instagram platforms and stuff, but they're an own like a social media platform of consuming. It's like to shop. So look, like they're there. But yeah, I think when you blow it up through the social ecosystem, that's where like the crescendo hits. Because that's where people's attention are for discovery. A little bit through Amazon, but it's also quite search oriented. And yeah, there is that explore area. Anyway.
Cool.
Fun. The sentiment of Instagram and TikTok. Like when you think of what's your favorite social media platform, you're going to go Amazon.
No, but if Amazon starts enabling creators to shop in-app through the Amazon store, it's going to blow up. Because it doesn't matter where it comes from. If you're selling, but when that happens, when Amazon gets a hold of that and does TikTok shop for Amazon products, you are...
It does.
It's going to be...
But they don't have the luxury of it being a social media platform.
No, of course.
So like you can technically go through an ecosystem there. It's it's not like an super obvious product of theirs. Maybe they've just been betaing it.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. I'm so pumped.
It is going to be exciting.
So cool. Oh my gosh,
What was yours? Platforms was yours live shopping too?
I had that as one of the like definite growth bets and disruptors. I think absolutely within a 3-year window will be transformed. And I'm so excited. I feel like when my friend Sally brought the concept to me a few years ago, I was like, wow, that would be cool. But like, how do you get the demand? There was kind of like my sore spot of like, you platforms where I will set up everything and then like, then what? Like I couldn't like connect the end strongly unless you have like a network to plug it into. And so I feel like if these social networks can plug it in, like what TikTok Shop is doing and all of those things, yeah, we're onto something really, really magic.
It will launch in Q1 next year and Meta will come behind very quickly as they always do, and it will be everywhere. And we'll just become very used to doing it just like we are right now in all the other things.
Do you think Threads will continue to grow?
Great question. Threads.
And it's okay if you don't know.
I don't know a single person in Australia that uses Threads.
But
I think X is going to go into short form video and live shopping.
I hope it does. That was my like hope for, or what was it, like the biggest surprise that could happen is if X can just find a way. Come on, Elon, can he find a way to like just grab share? Like that would be so fun because I think everyone is kind of curious, will there be another channel that will just like contest TikTok's adoption? I think X has this opportunity if they can get the product right.
Yeah, they will. They've already launched streaming.
I hope that they can because I think it'll be really fun to see a world where X gets this really fun adoption from all these people who haven't adopted it or adopted it in the detail that they do TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And also, but the thing is, let me know your thoughts on this and we can be quick on it. For the TikTok ban in the US, do you think it's going to happen, yes or no?
I think they'll sell it. They'll keep it. It's too much money.
Yeah. I think as well, it all happened during Biden's administration, this ban. But now that Trump's in administration, I don't think that they feel this. Like, I don't know. I'm not an expert here. I just think that there's going to be a difference of
I don't think they'll ban it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to ban it either. No. But if they did ban it, it would be cool to see if X could just do something crazy. Cover product, basically TikTok. Oh, it'd be really wild.
They might buy it. All right, let's move on to the next.
Yeah, anyway,
next
that's just one of those like could happen, likely not to happen. If it happens, like whoa, that would like you know what I mean? Like I didn't expect that on my 2024 bingo card, but here we are.
No, here we are. Yep.
Exactly. I think another channel, and you may not be heaps privy to this channel, but I think Substack is going to be an increasingly important channel to be aware of. I believe that Substack is disrupting the newsletter industry.
Interesting. I disagree.
Okay.
Because we just had a massive conversation about AI.
Yeah.
And so I think AI will replace all written format online from an opinion point of view. I think it will all go back to video, long form. And then from there, AI will transcribe, generate, create synthesis, and people will read that. Maybe it's distributed through Substack.
Okay.
But I actually think we're going to move back to a long form video content format because everyone's getting burnt by short form and just addicted to the dopamine.
I agree.
And then that will be the pillar that will get distributed everywhere. So long form will also come through in the TikTok shop, like in the live shopping. It's going to be long form shopping conversations, not these quick buy this, buy this, buy this. It's going to be a much longer experience. And so I think next year you're going to see YouTube be the counterbalance for Google's search, which is going to fall through the floor. YouTube will become a bigger component of their business. Instagram will move to longer form video. Facebook video is a massively underrated platform. The place where you can put videos and people just watch, particularly for older demos. I think long form video will be the king in 2025 from a content and channels point of view.
Well, I'm curious to see what Substack does because I think they're bringing about this thought leadership and this area to subscribe and gain emails and have this almost community and like engagement hub of information all in one place, if that makes sense. It's not like you have to go to like 15 different websites, sign up to 15 different newsletters and like go through that pain. It's like you can within a click see all these different other thought leaders and also hear things a lot more raw, and that craftsmanship comes back a little bit there, that it's like that feeling of...
I think that's X though in the US. Like X is where people go, they tweet longer.
True.
And they go there for like the knowledge. I think Australia just hasn't adopted X in the same capacity the rest of the world has. People go there for their news and their opinions on people's opinions on things. I think Substack is a very niche.
But niche is in.
Niche is in, but I don't think at the scale, if I was like, how would I prioritize my efforts?
Yeah.
I would chase X over Substack.
I have something that I want to contest, or not contest, but add to your YouTube argument.
Yep, let's go.
Because my YouTube feed at the moment is just like podcast. And I don't know how that happened, but it is the multiplier effect of that content type and that ability, once again, that longer form content.
Mm-hmm.
I think Spotify is going to come up against YouTube as a contender for long form content.
I agree.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see if they can land that, because I think they're competing for their viewership.
I agree with that. My one problem with Spotify is their recommendations suck. Their ability to recommend content for you to discover is so bad.
I completely agree.
Like you go in there and you feel like you're just being shown the same thing. It shows you your top playlist. There's a little bit of discover. There's this clutter. Someone needs to go in there with like a sledgehammer on the UI and just completely start again. And just make it really easy for people to explore. It is impossible to discover new content on Spotify. You have to find it elsewhere. You get to Spotify and then it's just like locked in. It feels like your YouTube subscribers like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's like your YouTube feed is just who you subscribe to in a linear feed. There's no relevance. It is a year of relevance. It's going to be how relevant is this content to that person. It's got nothing to do with who follows you. It's all about how relevant you are.
Yeah.
And that's going to be more and more. It's no longer about who you follow or what you follow. It's all about what you're interested in.
Yeah. I hope Spotify can figure it out, because I think YouTube's got the recommended like in a really strong spot. I hope that Spotify can figure it out, because I think it'll be fun to see the experiences of both and how we kind of make decisions based on the long form.
Yeah. I go into Spotify because I'm always looking for new info. Like I love finding something that I haven't found before.
Yeah.
I've not had a single time that Spotify has recommended me anything. They have their top charts and that doesn't move.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so not tailored for you. They say they had this massive blunder you saw with the Spotify Wrapped. They tried to apply AI to their Spotify Wrapped and then, like, it was just completely wrong. And so, like, things like that, I'm just like, you guys are just, like, just missing it to be that.
Yeah, I hope they can get there. And they're quite savvy with, like, some of those campaigns. Like, the whole world stops to, like, do the Spotify Wrapped. Like, it's not like they have that capability with YouTube yet. Like, that's a really unique area that they can get the whole world to kind of like, well, not the whole world, but you know what I mean, come together for like
that. It's a cultural moment.
Yeah, like that's a really cool achievement from Spotify. So it's like, how can they link that in more? I do think they have somewhat of an algorithm. Like when I look at the top charts, a lot of them are Australian-based podcasts, and I don't think that's
fair
on accident. I do think, though, their ability to like sell the dream of those podcasts probably needs, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done. I appreciate it as a consumption channel for sure.
Yeah. Now let's talk about LinkedIn. How do you feel about that channel, and what do you think is going to happen there?
LinkedIn.
And I know you didn't have this in your notes, so just talk off.
I was the biggest fan of LinkedIn for a long time.
Are you not anymore?
I am. I'm just like, I've been preaching from the rooftops about LinkedIn since like 2014. I'm like, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's so underpriced. Like, we get a huge amount of reach there and a huge amount of engagement, and it's great because there's not a lot of creators. It is turning into a little bit of a garbage heap.
Okay. So you don't think it's the next big thing? Because I think CEO content, business-oriented community, like that is going to be the content that everyone drives towards, is my prediction over the next few years. Couldn't LinkedIn pioneer that?
I think they haven't figured out their relevance algorithm, because it's just all now. The only way to win on LinkedIn is like you create a 5-step response with a comment hook to get access to a lead magnet. That is the structure that works on LinkedIn at the moment. They need to figure out a way to stop that from happening. And they did this in the past. It used to be if you added a photo to your LinkedIn post, it got pushed to like 10x the number of people. Now it's like, if you're getting these like consistent comments, like it's not real commentary. And also everyone fronts on LinkedIn, which I really dislike, which is like, if you're posting
Maybe
on LinkedIn,
don't blanket that. Not everyone is.
not everyone. You post on LinkedIn, people are like, wow, this is really cool. Like, you don't get that on any other social platform, because people want to put a very passive approach, or they like completely disagree with the point and are very like by the book, throw it at you. It's not a social platform. It's like this weird posture. I feel like I'm at a networking event.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit postured. But I also think like you've got to balance that like professionalism versus like, you know, showing your baby on the feed.
Agreed. And like I think
So,
it hasn't landed. I love LinkedIn because it's very easy to get good reach. It's a great platform to keep connected with people and have conversation. It is being abused and LinkedIn hasn't figured out a way to weed that out.
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll see. I think it'll be there, but I don't think it's going to be the winner.
I think it's going to continue to prioritize like that influencer hub. Like more and more on my feed, I'm getting the people that are like front to camera doing a video that goes for about a minute or so. I think they're really celebrating that. And I do think that's the right move, but I agree with you. I think the relevance needs to get better because I feel like I get the same people that I'm probably like connected with or whatever, like that, or like I follow. They're the people that come up for me. And I would really love some like fresh voices that I don't get access to typically. So.
Yeah, there isn't here's 5 steps plus a lead back. Yeah. Like that needs to go. Like I understand why it's valuable and like why they're doing it. It just needs to go because every post is that. I'm actually seeing a few people do talk to camera video ads on LinkedIn, just talking about specific topics. And I think that is brilliant. Like,
same. Let's do that.
So like just talking about a specific topic, whether it's like what SEO is going to do next year or like content creation for YouTube, like that run as an ad. I think Instantly AI is doing a really good job of like in-feed ads. They're doing a lot of written ads and like really tight ads and they're doing a great job. A few people doing some great video ads. I think they're like very good hacks in LinkedIn. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be the winner of social of 2025. I think YouTube will be the winner of 2025.
Yay! I love YouTube. So that makes me so happy.
Cool. What's the next one? What was next on the list?
Look, we can keep going through different things like that, but I think that's enough of the channels. Let's talk about workplace predictions for 2025.
Yeah, wow.
In general.
I think that people will be back in the office 4 days at a minimum next year across the industry.
Yeah, okay. Just for why?
Why?
Yeah.
It's very hard to justify the big leases that the businesses are spending in the cities.
Yeah, we're in that city.
I don't set the rules. That's what's going to happen. Whether it's a good or a bad thing, I have contrarian view. I don't really love being
sell off their sell off their office and then go remote.
No, because also businesses are trying to grapple with why they're not growing at the rate they are, and the first thing they do is like, oh, we used to grow a lot. Yeah. So it was because we're in the office. It's always going to be this yo-yo. It happens in every company. It's like you have 2 years, you're like, I'm going to do this. And then everyone forgets why you pivoted. And then you pivot back to that again. It's like, unless you have the founder in the business all the time and it's just not management changing over, what happens is like management come in, they want to do the opposite of what's already been done. Yeah, and then they change over. Yeah. That's why you see founder-led businesses are like so direct and they don't change. They're like, this is what it is and this is what we're doing. Yeah. Whereas you see these like the CEOs that change over every 2 years or management teams that change over every 2 to 3 years, they seesaw back and forth, particularly in corporate structures.
Well, yeah, they're just trying to engage and just like keep things dynamic to achieve a better outcome.
Yeah, because you're always going to end up with like 30% of the people that, or 20% of people that feel really strongly about one way, 20% feel really strongly about the other way, and the rest of the 60% of people don't really care that much. And so you end up bouncing between the opposite. It's like, oh, this works really well for me. And then the opposite side is like, oh, it's not working because of that. And it's never that black and white. It's always grey. But I think this office movement, people are going to be back in the office. It's already happening, but it's going to be it's already done in finance. Like you're in 5 days a week in finance. Like just across the industry, you're in 5 days a week. I think every other industry is going to be there next year.
Cool. I mean, I don't see that as overall a bad thing. I am a founder though, so maybe I come in with that inherent bias. But I think that there is a magic to collaboration and being able to have that.
I don't think it's going to make or break businesses.
I've always feared going fully remote. I've always feared that for our business being so people oriented. I've just feared a full-time remote because I feel like, oh my gosh, are we going to be able to keep everyone engaged by not having like a central place to connect and laugh and hang in? Like those moments I feel like really matter. So
yeah. I don't think it's the reason businesses are or aren't failing.
Well,
I actually don't.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think it's a knee-jerk reaction. Either way.
Yeah, with all the macro stuff.
It's going to, like, you can have a successful business that's fully remote. You know, a successful business that's fully in office. Yeah. It's not the reason you are unsuccessful. It's like
anything else from a workplace perspective that you think is to keep in mind?
Workplace perspective. I don't know how well.
Maybe like AI's intelligence.
No, I'm really keen to use AI and see AI come out in just like workplace productivity, in like
motion and stuff like that.
even examples like we use Zapier to like link a lot of our business, which is like a band-aid solution. Being able to do that without coding capabilities is like just empowers a team so much. Like you show them how to do that and they're like, wow, I could do like
So many different
everyone
things.
can use it in their different roles.
Yeah.
And so in the way I would use it would be different to the way you use it, which would be different the way Jacob used it when he's editing content. Like having that ability to like explore using these like no code tools to like speed up their workplace or like what they do. So they're not doing the tedious stuff all the time.
Yeah.
That's just going to get better. And I think like you need a team that really wants to do that. And if they don't, and they don't have that like, I want to make this better mindset, you're just going to get left in the dust and your costs are just going to be higher than your competitors and they're just going to price you out of the market. Like that's the macro process of where we get to in a year and a half. If like, if you don't get more efficient, you can't deliver the quality at the cost that your competitors can, because your competitors are going to do it. And so I think that will be a winner. If you can adopt it quick enough, you will win.
Do you think that then for AI being that, being a good form of intelligence for getting stuff done, that you would need to be like a B or an A player when it comes to entering a workforce to be able to, I guess, continue to contribute value to the organization?
To the top organizations, 100%. Like you have to be an A player. Like there's going to be a bunch of organizations that just exist because they have a balance sheet that they've kind of, their just margins are just going to erode. But if you want to run it at like a 20 to 30% net margin, which is a very profitable business, you need to be having people who are great using these tools, because that's what the best businesses in the world are going to do, which is why your Apples of the world can have a 60% net margin, because they have the best people and they give them the best tools and the best product, and then they bring it all together. If you want to run it like a 5% margin, which is a very hard business to run, you can just kind of cruise for a bit and then you're just going to get eaten away and die.
Yeah. Just something to think about. I remember a few years ago, someone said around like by 2025, it's like if you're a C player and below, like AI may take your job. And that noticed that with me, where I was like, crap, I cannot under any circumstance let my team be C and below. Like in my head, I'm like, that is just not going to happen, because yeah, it's our job to get them to be the best and be at that A player.
If you're a
mentality.
C player,
yeah.
If you're a C player now, you are already going to be replaced by AI in the current format. It doesn't produce, like, if you're not great or good, you are already replaced. So a C player in a business, it's like, if you're employed to do a job and you do an average job, inconsistent job of that work, constantly struggling with it, that can be replaced with AI. Like if you're not, in our world, it's like if you're a media buyer, if you're not writing great copy and copy that is high quality, the AI can already write relatively good copy. Is it perfect and the best? Absolutely not. But
would a company justify paying what they would pay when they know that they could probably get something done without all that pain of, that copywriting, say, error, for example.
And so that happens in all parts, content production, finance, accounting, like legal, like drafting documents, doing case study reviews of case law, like you would pay a paralegal thousands of dollars to review all these cases. You can just ask the AI to present the cases trained on your case library and spit that out. So unless you're the best paralegal who knows exactly how to formulate these arguments for the lawyer, you don't need to be there. And what that means for customers is they get cheaper lawyers, or the law firm makes better margins. And that's what both of those people want. Customers want cheaper lawyers. Businesses want better margins. That's just what's going to happen. And that happens in every industry.
It's exciting, though. I think it's a good motivator for everyone to make sure that they're continually, developing their critical thinking, continuing to provide value, continuing to be excellent.
You have to be.
So that you can, one, get so much excellence out of the tools and then become so much more excellent yourself. But yeah, also just to make sure that you, I'm such a big believer in deliver amazing work.
Be excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And strive for excellence.
Correct.
And let's wrap it up with surprises. Let's cover your workplace views.
I only had one more around e-commerce, in which my only last point was for e-commerce. I think those who do brand really well, who do experience, who do integrating culture, who do the whole piece of what it takes to have a beautiful brand, that brand e-commerce, in my opinion, for at least that mid-end luxury above, they'll win, in my opinion, because I'm already starting to see it. Like I saw an event, our friend hosted I don't know what it was, like a club event, Venmory. It looked so sick. And all of a sudden my brain went, that is so fun. That looks so cool. I think that event just gave me so much more buy-in to a brand like that, because they just, you know what I mean? They gave that immersive experience. They gave that like brand. They owned a moment. You then go to their site, you're like, whoa, I'm like bought into that lifestyle of that brand and like that storytelling that they're doing. To me now, they're like a top player for me. Whereas like 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 3 years ago, weren't even in my frame of like thinking. Does that make sense? So now I think going through that experience as a customer and feeling that hook, I think that that will continue to be the winner for people adopting and also becoming a fan favorite. As well as that, of course, if you can integrate that like founder side is obviously super powerful. I don't think that's going away.
Okay,
being able to build through that founder-led.
I think it's going away. In consumer consumption, I think people
they can build a community though. If they can build a community of interest groups, then they've got it. If they're just founder for the sake of founder but lack
founder pushing a sales message, I think that's going away. What will come into play is B2B founder-led content. More on education versus buy my product because it's on sale and my story. I think that world of like, buy my product because you know my story and I'm going to give you a sales discount and tell you is gone.
I still think it exists, sorry. I just don't think you buy it so you don't get served it. It is a huge industry.
It is, but everyone's doing it now.
Yeah, but if you can nail into a certain niche and I still think, my personal opinion, I don't think that's going away.
Let's see in 2026 when we've run a bunch of ads and see how they perform and what the new content type is.
Okay, let's see.
Awesome. Surprises for 2025. This has been a longer session, which is amazing. We've got a lot of ideas for 2025.
Okay, so what was the biggest surprises? I think if X goes ahead and takes the content arbitrage and attention from TikTok, that would be wild. I think if X can pull that off. And I know it could be any of the platforms, but there's something about X that I think they've got I don't know.
So that's your Trojan horse for the year.
I don't think it's going to happen. If it does happen, that would be wild. Mm-hmm. I think the internet would have a field day on it. I think another biggest surprise is if TikTok gets banned.
Okay, you think it's going to happen?
No, but if it does, that'll be the biggest surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Biggest surprise.
That's enough. You can only have one biggest. There's a lot of big surprises.
No, I think fandoms will still continue to be crazy. Like, I just think of the things that like consume my feed and my content and who I see as like a status thing. It's less celebrity. It's more aspiration based on one, like a sports star or an influencer side, but it's also the people that can intersect culture really well. I feel like Charlie XCX just like nailed it. I think was like Jake Shane, like he's just an incredible creator that's been able to incubate so many different like fun series and hook baits. Alex Earl, like they're all things that I think give that status in society. Whereas beforehand, when you thought of like an influencer 10 years ago, it was like they were getting kind of messed about from a media lens and having status. Now they are the status. And that's a really fun shift that I think we could all see coming. But I'm glad it's here because they do work in a really strategic manner to be able to captivate their audiences. So
I'm going to play
this topic.
Biggest surprise that's going to
happen.
I'm balancing with two. I think the creator industry is going to die. To put out a really, I think I'm already
unless they do such good content.
Yeah, like the world we're in of the creator led everything is going away.
Is everyone fun? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's like everyone wanted to be a celebrity. There was a certain amount, and then everyone focused there, and everyone kind of moved there. Last year was everyone wanted to be a marketing agency, and the year before that it was everyone wanted to be a crypto person. Now everyone wants to be a creator. I think that will go away to the same like hunger, or is seeing venture capital money move away.
Yeah,
all these creator businesses to enable the creator economy are not getting funding because everyone's like, why would you fund that when they're all getting replaced by AI in the next year or two?
Deep fakes.
It's not deep fakes. It's just like people aren't like there is a top echelon of people that carry that status. Like there is no reason you can't connect with an AI creator. Like The difference is if they get good enough,
Yeah,
which they will.
have to be
They
doing
will. They will
shit.
get good enough. We will get artificial general intelligence at some point in the next 3 years. There is no reason we need random people on the internet to connect with in the same sense. I think the creator industry is going to die. It is going to shrink, and that will be interesting.
I think shrink, not die.
I think Google is going to get absolutely slammed. I am worried about Google's business. Just the reliance on search in their business will have a massive impact on how they play the game in the future years. I think that will impact everything, whether it's content we consume, how businesses are run, how they get leads, how we find information, how culture is shaped. I think Google as an organization, it is under so much regulatory scrutiny. There's a very good chance that it will be split up. Android will become its own company. YouTube will become its own company. Search will get split off. And they need to figure out this search thing so quickly. And when that happens, we lose all that integration. And so we're going to go to other fragmented places. So that's going to be like the biggest surprise. I think Google will get forced to split up this year, which will be massive.
So cool. And YouTube will,
JD Vance is ready to split that company up. He's going in there with this new administration, they want to split that up, and it will have a massive ramification on how we do life.
So cool. Bring on 2025. I feel like this has gotten me so energized to, obviously play as a background piece into what's going to happen. But yeah, just be quick on implementing where the attention is and what happens. And hey, we could be wrong about everything, but we could be right maybe on a couple of things. Yeah, and we've created some opinions. I've really enjoyed this podcast.
It's been fun.
Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. We'll see you next time for our next podcast step. I don't think we'll be in the new year, so we'll touch base with you all then when you're listening to it now. Anyway, I'm rambling.
Bye.
See you. Bye.